Therefore, as we usually have it, we are going to have the chief of what happened over the week. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerians of security, saying the security architecture is enough to nib in the bud the security challenge that is being in circulation. Likewise, British Airways has resumed in London Abuja flight after cancelling the flight for 2 days due to the security alert on terrorism issued by the United States and United Kingdom of government. The United States mission in Nigeria has issued a security alert over the risks of terror attacks in Nigeria, especially in the Federal Capital Territory. Likewise, the police high command said that there is no bomb planted anywhere in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, just as it added that the police don't call now. Yes, from Oyo State, the Oyo State Police Command has said one of his men was shot dead while another one was injured during the abduction at the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway on Friday, that is last week, Friday. The command stated this in a statement issued by his spokesman, Adewale Oshifeso. Likewise, terrorists have abducted the district head of Benin Saba in the Zumi local government area of Zamfara State, identified only as Alhaji Hashimu, along with his younger brother, Dambalag. An indigene of the area, Muhammad Faruko, told newsmen that the district head and his brother were kidnapped in the area. Likewise, no fewer than 21 persons were on Friday rescued when men of Katsina Police Command repelled an attack by terrorists at the Baraji and Sabon Raja villages, Mistasu local government area in Katsina State. The Commissioner of Police, Idrisu Damban, made the disclosure in a statement made available to newsmen through the police public relations officer Gambo Iza. The report said the area command blocked their exit route at Gandun Zerkin village, engaged them in a fierce gun duel and successfully rescued all 21 kidnapped victims and recovered 20 Rosewood cows. That was the little tips that we have for you on security tips today. And we are moving on to the second segment, which is where we are going to have the guests. And as you have known, that is security expert, somebody who started his life with security and he also continues after serving. Alhaji Suleiman Ayade, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening, viewers.
We want to appreciate you for answering us all the time that we call on you. And last week, one of your junior, because you still describe yourself as a policeman.
Yes.
That is the PPRO.
Okay.
Mrs. Opalola,
yes,
got an award by a media house in the state of Osun for webbing. Then I want to ask you, what do you have with the little interaction that you have with the woman? Then how can you comment about our performance?
Once more, good evening, viewers. I'm not surprised about that. Police public relations officer. Do you know, before we can pick any, it can be man or woman, he or she has to be tested and trusted. And the person has to be unassuming. He has to be fluent.
Fluent,
eloquent. That the qualities, because that is the image maker. It's just like I'm speaking to the outside world now. So it has all that it takes before a command chooses even the highest echelon. They choose police public relations officer. As I said, the image maker. So I'm happy about her. And I feel very, very happy and I congratulate her. When you perform your duties effectively, efficiently, you will receive avalanche of encomiums.
The public.
So I'm not surprised. So I still congratulate her. And what I used to tell them, even including the seniors, I say, by the grace of God, the sky is the beginning of your success. So the sky is the beginning of our successes. Amen.
Amen. But when you look at this woman,
Yes.
is he or is Nigeria prepared in terms of ammunition and manpower?
Why not?
For this challenge?
Why not? Yes.
Are we enough? Are the police enough?
My God. My God. If you see what the government, as I used to say, security, what we call in law, is a sine qua non. Sine qua non. Without which not. Very, very important. It's the first thing. Numero uno. Security is the numero uno. Number one. Okay, as we are here now, we are able to do the interview, so. God forbid. If there is any... So God forbid. Security is a sine qua non. And it's numero uno. Without security, I mean, that's why we say we sleep with our two eyes closed. It is when there is security. So every time, and when you compare, juxtapose with some even advanced countries, you discover that, yes, look, the population, as I used to say, the population is growing in geometric progression. The same thing. Okay, when Nigeria, there was a time Nigeria was 65 million. We are now 218 million. So, everything, especially...
Do we have the facility to secure the country?
Why not?
Do we have enough?
My God. If you watch what was done in Owerri today, police, something, the president was there. Everybody, security. You discover that, even as a security man, as I said, hey, you don't have a wink of sleep. Yes, because that is your duty. That is your paramount duty. So that others can, So that is what we used to call it, selfless service to the people.
So if you can understand you are saying that the country, the president is doing enough.
To me.
He's doing enough.
My God. It's not a military man. Went, Man's officers cadet school, Aldershot. Passing out FWC in America in so, until he now became
The general.
My God. To rise to that rank, it's not a small thing. And then his colleagues will say, okay, we choose you as, look at today, Idiagba. And Buhari. Look at.
I don't want us to look into possibly, but I want us to look at with numbers of experience he had. But you can see that some people are comparing that when you look at the number of deaths that we record during this time compared to what happened during the civil war in Nigeria.
Yes.
That the number of people who have been lost at this very particular time is more than that time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are we successful?
Crime, I used to say, crime cannot be completely eliminated, but must be named in the board. When you are comparing that, the population that time, can you compare it with the one now? So, we have to. Like Yoruba, when adìẹ ṣe kinní kan, ìyẹn ni ò jẹ àmọ́.
Okay, sir. You are saying that the weapons that our security outfits are using.
Yes.
But when you get into some police station, you hardly see a rifle. Only one. Then,
Thank
are
you.
we still okay?
We have to, as I said, we have to be improving. And security, it costs a lot. And that's why I say, you know, if you remember, we shouldn't be taking Lilliputian steps. We should be taking giant strides. You know what is Lilliputian step? You know, if you read Gulliver's Travels, that's why you have Lilliputians, like people like this. So that's why I say, we should not be taking Lilliputian steps. We should be taking giant strides.
Which step are we taking in Nigeria in terms of security?
At least, though I am not in government, you know, I told you I retired 20 years ago. But that does not, I should know what is going on. The government, if the government had not been trying, because, you see, there are some groups we call fifth columnists. Those two are in the, but they will, whatever you are doing, they will not want you to succeed. It happens everywhere. Look at the treasonable felony of 1962. It was the fifth columnists that gave evidence against him. So I'm just giving that as an example. Sorry for the digression.
So whether we like it or not, sir, there is a threat to security.
Yes, normally.
But you are a forceman.
Yes.
We are civilians.
Yes.
What do you think that a layman can do
Thank
in order
you.
to assist?
They've been doing it. You know, as I said, we call it proactivity. And reports, intelligence, they come in trickles and in torrents. Then you should be able to dissect and distill which one is so. As you are saying, I know many of these big men, they don't have a wink of sleep. At least I've gone through that before, so I know. Let me give you an example. When I was an officer, when you are trying to supervise the men, you can't be in an air conditioned in the bush. That's why, you know, I don't wear full shoes now, because you can wear that shoe 5 days in the bush, supervising, doing those. Unless when I wanted to pray, you remove your shoe, you do the...
Okay, I want you to advise people
Yes.
who are mostly concerned. All of us are concerned.
Yes.
But people who are living in Abuja.
Yes.
Then the president says that there is no problem. But as an officer, what type of advice can you over them?
That is why I say security is not only for the agent, if I want to use that word, alone. It involves all of us. Anything you hear,
Yes.
whether this or that, give report to the necessary authority so that they will be able to. Don't say, I don't care. Okay, for example, in a community, you see some strange people that you have not seen before. They are not white, so they are blacks like you. Or they may be visitors, actually, but they may not be bona fide visitors. They may want to come and commit this. So it is left for you as an individual to give report to the authority. This is what we observe about so. And then the village head or whoever is
community
the
leader.
They will summon him. Yes. What have you come to do? What is your job? From where are you? And so. And then the community leader too will say, the DPO must know this, you. So that's how. So everybody, it should be all embracing. It should be security. It involves. Look, in the Constitution, fundamental objectives and directive principles of state policy, as per sections 14B and 14.2B and 16.1B of the 1999 Constitution as amended. It is part of individual responsibility. So give information, but make sure you give the trueness of that information. Don't begin to say so, or you want to bamboozle whoever, or you want to confuse him. So, well, in a nutshell, we should have the fear of God in things we do. Because the world is for all of us. Abi, there is a time for coming in, there is time for...
So, you have said some times ago that a layman or a civilian can arrest. How can a layman arrest?
Yes, he can. It is there in the... Look, we call prevention and detection of crime. A layman can arrest. You have the right, the legal right, we call it the locus standi, the legal right. When you see another person, but immediately hand over to the authority.
How can a layman do it?
My God, you sit down in your house, Abi. Someone just came in. Bawa is okay, Bawa is okay. Then you overpower him. Oh yeah,
and peradventure we are able to eat the person with the cutlass in a place that made the person to die. Then
it all depends. That is why I say one should be, because if you make him to die, you will not get enough evidence. I wouldn't want people to be charged for murder.
But somebody, a suspect with some evidence.
That is what I'm saying. By the time the evidences are being given and the tender evidences and so, we'll be able to
but the suspect is dead.
The chaff. That's what I'm saying. We'll be able to sift the chaff from the grain. If he has come with a gun to kill you, his own aim is to kill.
Yes, sir.
And then there are evidences that Nagili want to
testify.
Look at what he has brought, and look at that he has. So, but we didn't mean to kill him. We just want to say to prevent and so. But he has met him the other way. So, as I said, evidences. There should be enough evidence so that the court will not charge that person for murder.
Because I'm asking because you are a force.
First of all, he will be charged for trespass. You know, it is not his. What does he want in another person's? That is the first. He has no reason, no local standard, no legal right, because it's not your brother, it's not your relative, it's not your... He has come to commit crime. So, but you too, you should have to be very careful so that if he is bringing like a small plank, then you will not use a gun.
We have just only a minute. If possibly an assailant bringing something like a gun.
Yes.
And, possibly we are fortunate to have our own gun or local gun.
Yes.
Can we shoot before the person shoots? Just
prevent if it is possible. You know, in our balance, there's something we call unarmed combat. We have the trainings.
But if the assailant asks?
I say, that is what I'm saying now. Unarmed combat, you are not armed. He has come to. But if he have done something too bad, what is expected is whatever that gun, maybe some people will just slip him, he can fall with that gun and so. Yes, then you arrest him. That gun is a principal exhibit. In fact, by the time he gets to the court, he can be jailed. And if he had inflicted injuries on any, you can be charged for murder.
Thank you. I appreciate you because I think this is an enlightenment opportunity, and people have heard it. I hope everybody must have taken something or the other in order to arm themselves in terms of intelligence security. I want to appreciate Alhaji Suleiman Ayode. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Answering our call all the time.
Thank you.
This is the convenient point where we are going to draw the curtain of the program. I'm at DBC Abijeli Aderoti. Until next week. Bye for now. Security in Bloglio is the main concern of everybody in Nigeria. Alert on security is sacrosanct. OSBC Television Channel 32 UHF Ileawiye Okebale Osogbo sensitizes you through a program, Security and You, on Mondays between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the evening. Members of the public are allowed to contribute meaningfully to save you and me from the headache. Make a date with the anchor Abdul Jalil at DBC on this channel with security experts. Security and You. Hey, a must watch. Join us.
Evening News. I am Omotayo Adibodun. The Nigerian government has frowned at the travel advisory issues by some embassies to their personnel in Nigeria, urging its citizens and other residents to go about their businesses without fear. The National Security Advisor Babangana Monguno stated this when he addressed State House correspondents after an emergency security meeting summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. Monguno, who addressed journalists alongside the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Godfrey Oyema, and the Chief of Defense Staff, Lucky Irabo, noted that the travel advisory has created unnecessary fear and apprehension amongst Nigerians. He added that the terror alert was needless as the hype and the sense of insecurity it created was unfounded. According to him, security and intelligence agencies are not resting on their horse to ensure that all Nigerians and every part of the country remains safe. The Nigerian Correctional Service has dismissed 9 officers and retired 25 others compulsorily for misconduct. The service spokesman Umar Abubakar, who stated this, added that 4 others were issued with letters of warning. The statement quoted the Controller General of the service, Aliru Nababa, as announcing the decision after approval by the Civil Defense, Correction, Fire and Immigration Board. The statement assured the public that the service would not relent in ridding the workforce of bad eggs. The present boss warned that there would be no room for indolence or indiscipline in the service, assuring that the readiness of the service to reward hardworking and committed prison officers. President Muhammadu Buhari has thrown his weight behind the decision of the Central Bank of Nigeria to launch new designs and replace high-value Naira notes. This was revealed in a statement issued by Gaba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President's Media and Publicity, while announcing his support for the move and his conviction that the nation will gain a lot by doing so. The statement disclosed that President Buhari gave the backing to the Apex Bank while speaking in a Hausa radio interview. According to the statement, President Muhammadu Buhari said reasons given to him by the Central Bank of Nigeria convinced him that the economy stood to benefit from a reduction in inflation, currency counterfeiting, and excess cash in circulation. He said he did not consider the period of 3 months for the change to the new notes has been short. It also revealed that the president also addressed issues of food insecurity and national security, amongst others. It would be recalled that the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, at last week told the Senate Committee on Finance that she was not consulted over the decision by CBN, warning that the new notes could have their consequences on the value of Naira. The Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission has begun consultation with stakeholders with a view to reviewing public office holders' pay. As such, the agency says it would engage critical stakeholders to determine if the remunerations for political, public, and judicial office holders should be increased or decreased. The Commission spokesperson Nwachukwu Christian, however, said Nigerians should disregard any news claiming the agency was planning to increase the salaries of political, public, and judicial office holders. Earlier, the Commission had, in a statement, said that it would begin the process of reviewing the remuneration for political, public, and judicial office holders in the country. The Independent National Electoral Commission has rejected calls for the reordering of the sequence of the 2023 general election. The National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voters Education Committee, INEC, Festus Okoye, made this known in an interview with newsmen. A civil society group conference of Civil Society of Nigeria had called on the Commission to reorder the election sequence. The group said the 2023 polls should start with the governorship elections and not the presidential election as contained in INEC's timetable, noting that the reordering of the election sequence is necessary to avoid any disruption that might arise from the conduct of the presidential poll. Responding, Okoye said the Independent National Electoral Commission does not and will not on any account share its constitutional and legal power with any individual group or organization. He stated that the decision is the sole responsibility and prerogative of the Commission to organize, undertake, and supervise all elections to the office of the president and vice presidents, governors and deputy governors of state, and the membership of state and House of Representatives and the House of Assemblies of each state and the federation. Nigerians have been advised to engage in interrogations of candidates vying for political offices and subject their campaign proposal to critical analysis so as to ensure that the right people are elected in offices. The University Don, Professor Ademola Oyedokunale, gave this advice while speaking on an OSBC current affairs program against the backdrop of the nature of political campaign in the country. He emphasized the importance of manifesto and the need for people to ask questions on how the candidates intend to go about achieving what he has promised if elected.
The parties do not have serious manifesto. Ask me today, what is the ideological lineage of APC and what is the ideological lineage of PDP? And people too are not interrogating the reality. What we want to do is now, that's why I want to commend the media for organizing debates. Because it's only from the media debates that we can get to interrogate even the intellectual prowess of the candidates. Yeah. But when they go to the field campaign rally, it's only dancing and singing.
Professor Oyedokunale, who condemned campaign and column often exhibited by politicians, also decried the manner of cross-carpeting which is attributed to lack of ideology by political parties.
That as we, the end of the day, wouldn't have been possible if it's because of this lack of ideological basis that they will just go to now it has been modernized now. All you need to see is invite you to a campaign rally and you see a very popular musician or artist there performing. And of course, the function is for the singer or the artist, not the police. And we don't listen to any stupid things about how to fix the economy, how to settle the naira, how to tackle insecurity. All you hear is, when I get here, I'm going to improve security. How? The world is lacking.
President Muhammadu Buhari will depart Abuja for London later today for a routine medical checkup. This comes shortly after he presided over an emergency meeting with security chiefs at the State House in Abuja. According to a tweet by the Presidential Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, Buhari is expected back in the country in the second week of next month. The trip will be one of several medical trips the president has embarked on since assuming office in 2015. And now to sports. The Super Eagles head coach Jose Pizarro has praised the Flamingos after the team finished in third position at the 2022 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in India. The Flamingos defeated Germany 3-2 on penalties to win bronze in the Bahania competition. Bankole Oluwokere's side led 3-0 in the game, but the European fought back to level score at 3-all. The game went into penalties with Nigeria scoring Germany 3-2. Pizarro, it was Nigeria's best ever finish in the history of the competition. Pizarro took to the social media to celebrate the girls on their remarkable achievement, and he assured that the future of women's football in the country is bright. And on the foreign scene, several blasts shook Kiev days after Russia blamed Ukraine for drones attack on its camera fleet in the Black Sea. Report says at least 5 explosions were heard in the Ukrainian capital. Kiev had already been hit by drones this month, and according to Mayor Vitaly Klitschko, Kiev is without electricity and certain areas without water following Russia's strike. The attack on the Ukrainian capital comes after Russia pulled out of a landmark agreement that allowed vital grain shipments via a maritime safety corridor. The July deal to unlock grains exports signed between warring countries, Russia and Ukraine, and brokered by Turkey and the United Nations, is critical to easing the global food crisis caused by the conflict. The agreement, which established a corridor through which vessels could travel to Istanbul for inspections, had already allowed more than 9 million tons of Ukrainian grains to be exported and was due to be renewed on November 19. But Russia announced it would pull out of the deal after accusing Kiev of a massive drone attack on its Black Sea fleet, which Ukraine labeled a false pretext. And that ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Join us at 7 for the major report. Good evening.
tẹ̀lé mi ká lọ gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ìpínlẹ̀ ọmọlúàbí gbogbo Nàìjíríà pátápátá ìjẹ́ lọ OSBC ilé àwíyé lókè balẹ̀ dandan ní ìlú Òṣogbo òròkè àsálà orí ìróyòrè móròdé o sílò omi o dírẹ́bà gbé mi òdodo ọ̀rọ̀ o dírẹ́bà gbé mi kọ́bá ti gbé mi dóṣogbo o sílò omi o máa béèrè OSBC máa béèrè ilé àwíyé máa béèrè amóhùnmáwòrán o.
àkú iṣẹ́ ìní ìròyìn ìrọ̀lẹ́ Olúwarántí Ọ̀jẹ̀wùmí lóníròyìn. Ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè ti kọ̀rọ̀ ojú sí ìkìlọ̀ táwọn orílẹ̀-èdè kan fáwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọn tó wà lórí iléeṣẹ́ wọn lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí pé kí wọ́n jẹ́ ojúlá lákànfin ṣọ́re lórí ètò ààbò wọn àti pé kí wọ́n mọ ibi tí wọn yóò máa jẹ̀ sí, tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ sì rọ àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí pé kí wọ́n máa bá iṣẹ́ òòjọ́ wọn lọ láìsí ìfòyà nítorí pé ọ̀rọ̀ orí ahọ́n lásán ni. Ìdámọ̀ràn fún ààrẹ fẹ́tò ààbò Bàbá Gana Mọ̀ngùnú ló sọ̀rọ̀ yìí láòkó tó bá àwọn oníròyìn tó wà nílẹ̀gbẹ́ ààrẹ sọ̀rọ̀ lópin ìpàdé pàjáwìrì tí ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari darí tó wáyé nílùú Àbújá. Bákan náà ni Bàbá Gana Mọ̀ngùnú àti mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ilẹ̀ òkèèrè Geoffrey Enyama pẹ̀lú olórí ikọ̀ aláàbò ilẹ̀ yìí Lọ́kè Ìràbọ̀ ni wọ́n bá àwọn oníròyìn sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n sì ṣàlàyé pé ọ̀rọ̀ ìkìlọ̀ náà ti ń dá ìbẹ̀rù bojo sọ́kàn àyà àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe sọ, àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè òkèèrè náà kò nílò láti dá ìpayà sọ́kàn àwọn èèyàn, pẹ̀lú àlàyé pé àwọn ikọ̀ aláàbò ti túbọ̀ bọ́ sójú iṣẹ́ láti dájú pé ààbò tó péye wà lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Àjọ tó mójútó ọ̀rọ̀ ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti fọwọ́ sí júwe lé fún 9 lára àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n nígbà tó pọn ní dandan fún àwọn 15 láti fẹ̀yìntì ní tipátipá fẹ̀sùn ṣíṣe àṣemáṣe. Agbẹnusọ fàjọ náà Umaru Abubakar ló ṣàlàyé yìí ní iléeṣẹ́ náà tó fi lẹ́tà ìkìlọ̀ lé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀ 4 lọ́wọ́. Àtẹ̀jáde kan tí agbẹnusọ ọ̀hún fi síta tọ́ka sí pé olùdarí àgbà fọ́gbà ẹ̀wọ̀n nílẹ̀ yìí Aliru Nababa ló kéde ìgbésẹ̀ náà lẹ́yìn tí àwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ àjọ tó mójútó ọ̀rọ̀ àjọ ààbò ara ẹni láìbòòlù ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n, iléeṣẹ́ panápaná àti àjọ tó mójútó ìwọléwọ̀de àwọn èèyàn fọwọ́ sí ìpinnu náà. Àtẹ̀jáde náà ní iléeṣẹ́ ọgbà ẹ̀wọ̀n kò ní tẹ̀tì nídìí akitiyan àti yíyọ èèpo kúrò lára àwọn àlìkámà láàrin àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ rẹ̀. Olùdarí àgbà fọ́gbà ẹ̀wọ̀n nílẹ̀ yìí kò sáàyè sọ pé kò sáàyè fún ìwà pálapàla mọ́ láàrin àwọn òṣìṣẹ́, pẹ̀lú ìdánilójú pé iléeṣẹ́ náà ṣetán láti máa mọ rírì àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ wọn tọkàntara. Ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ti fìdí àtìlẹ́yìn rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ fún ìpinnu báńkì àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí láti pawó náírà lójúdà. Èyí jẹyọ nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan tí ìrànlọ́wọ́ pàtàkì fáàrẹ lórí ètò ìròyìn àti ìpolongo Malam Garuba Shehu tó fi síta. Ààrẹ Buhari lóun nígbàgbọ́ pé ìgbésẹ̀ náà yóò Ààrẹ Buhari lòun nígbàgbọ́ pé ìgbésẹ̀ náà yóò ṣe orílẹ̀-èdè láǹfààní aláìlẹ́gbẹ́. Ààrẹ fìdí àtìlẹ́yìn rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ fún ìgbésẹ̀ náà lásìkò tó ń kópa lórí ètò kan tó jẹ́ ti rédíò ṣùgbọ́n lédè Haúsá. Gẹ́gẹ́ bá ààrẹ ṣe wí, àlàyé báńkì àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí lórí pé àwọn ayédèrú owó náírà pọ̀ nígboro ló mú kí òun fọwọ́ sí ìpinnu náà. Ó lóun kò rí gbèdéke oṣù 3 bí ètò kéré láti fi ṣàtúnṣe sówó náírà. Bákan náà lààrẹ Buhari lo àǹfààní ètò ọ̀hún láti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí àwọn oúnjẹ, ètò ààbò àtàwọn nǹkan mìíràn. Rántí pé mínísítà fẹ́tò ìṣúná àti ààtò pẹ̀lú àgbékalẹ̀ ọrọ̀ ajé arábìnrin Zainab Ahmed sọ fún ìgbìmọ̀ tẹkútù ilé aṣòfin àgbà fẹ́tò ìṣúná pé báńkì àpapọ̀ ilẹ̀ yìí kò fi ọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìpinnu rẹ̀ ọ̀hún tóun létí pẹ̀lú ìkìlọ̀ pé ó ṣeé ṣe kí ìpinnu náà ṣàkóbá fún iyì owó náírà. Àjọ tó ń pín búrújì ilẹ̀ yìí ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìfikùnlukùn pẹ̀lú àwọn tọ́rọ̀ kàn láti ṣàgbéyẹ̀wò owó àwọn tó dipò òṣèlú mú tí wọ́n ń gbà. Àjọ náà ní òun yóò jíròrò pẹ̀lú àwọn tọ́rọ̀ kàn lórí bóyá kí àfikún gun orí owó oṣù fáwọn tó dipò òṣèlú mú àtàwọn tó wà ní ìgbọnnu ètò ìdájọ́ tàbí kí àdínkù bá owó náà. Agbẹnusọ fàjọ náà Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Nwachukwu Christine rọ àwọn èèyàn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láti má ṣe kọbi ara sí ìròyìn tó ní àjọ náà gbèrò láti ṣàfikún owó táwọn tó dipò òṣèlú mú àtàwọn tó wà ní ìgbọnnu ẹ̀ka ètò ìdájọ́ tí wọ́n ń gbà. Àjọ elétò ìdìbò lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti kọ̀ láti tẹ́tí sí àwọn tó ń pè fún àtúntò àtẹ ètò ìdìbò gbogbogbò ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Alága ìgbìmọ̀ tó wà fọ́rọ̀ líla àwọn olùdìbò lẹ́yìn ẹni nínú àjọ náà Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Festus Okoye ló ṣàlàyé yìí lásìkò ìfọ̀rọ̀wérọ̀ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn oníròyìn. Ṣáájú ni ikọ̀ ajàfẹ́tọ̀ọ́ ọmọnìyàn kan ti ké sí àjọ INEC pé kó ṣàtúnṣe sí àtẹ ìdìbò ọdún 2023. Ikọ̀ náà ní ètò ìdìbò gómìnà ló yẹ kó ṣíde ètò ìdìbò gbogbogbò náà kì í ṣe tààrẹ gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe wà nínú àlàkalẹ̀ ètò ìdìbò ọ̀hún, pẹ̀lú àfikún pé ṣíṣe àtúnṣe sí àtẹ ètò ìdìbò náà yóò pín wọ́ àwọn àìgbọ́ra-ẹniyé tó lè súyọ lásìkò ìdìbò ààrẹ. Nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀, ọ̀gbẹ́ni Okoye ní àjọ náà kò ṣe tán ọ̀gbẹ́ni Okoye ní àjọ náà kò ṣe tán láti torí olórí jorí tàbí oníkọ̀jìkọ̀ ṣe tako àgbékalẹ̀ ìlànà lábẹ́ òfin. Ó ní ojúṣe àjọ INEC ní láti ṣàgbékalẹ̀ àti mójútó ètò ìdìbò sípò ààrẹ, igbákejì gómìnà, igbákejì ààrẹ, ipò ìbò gómìnà, ilé aṣòfin àgbà, ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojú ṣòfin àti àwọn míì. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Adémọ́lá Oyèdòkun Àlè ti rọ àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí láti máa fọ̀rọ̀ wá àwọn tó bá ń díje fún ipò òṣèlú kan tàbómi ìlẹ́nu wò, kí wọ́n sì máa yiri àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ ètò ìpolongo wọn wò dáadáa lọ́nà àti dìbò fẹ́ni tó tọ́ sípò. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Oyèdòkun Àlè gbámọ̀ràn náà kalẹ̀ nígbà tó ń kópa lórí ètò ẹ̀ka ìròyìn àtọ̀rọ̀ tó ń lọ sí tẹlifíṣàn iléeṣẹ́ yìí, níbi tó ti mẹ́nuba ọ̀rọ̀ ìpolongo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà. Ó mẹ́nuba ọ̀kan-ò-jọ̀kan àwọn àlàkalẹ̀ tí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú máa ń sọ pé àwọn ní làkàá tó sì ṣe kókó fáwọn aráàlú náà kí wọ́n máa bi wọ́n léèrè ọ̀nà tí wọ́n yóò gbé gbà tí wọ́n mú gbogbo ìlérí tí wọ́n bá ṣe fún wọn ṣe. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n náà tó jẹ́ olùkọ́ fásitì náà bẹnu àtẹ́lu ìpolongo ìbò tó ní ẹ̀tanú nínú táwọn olóṣèlú kan máa ṣe, tó sì tún fojú láìfiwo báwọn olóṣèlú kan ṣe ń sá láti inú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú kan lọ sínú òmíì nítorí ìmọ̀tara wọn nìkan. Nírọ̀lẹ́ òní lààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari yóò gbéra kúrò ní ìlú Àbújá lọ sí ilẹ̀ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì láti lọ ṣe àyẹ̀wò ara rẹ̀. Ààrẹ yóò tẹ̀kọ̀ létí lọ sí ilẹ̀ òkèèrè lẹ́yìn tó ti darí ìpàdé pàjáwìrì tó ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn adarí ikọ̀ elétò ààbò nílẹ̀gbẹ̀ ààrẹ l'Àbújá. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ kan tí olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì rẹ̀ fẹ́tọ́ ìròyìn ọ̀gbẹ́ni Fẹ́mi Adésínà fi síta sórí ìtàkùn ayélujára Twitter rẹ̀ ló sọ pé ìrètí wà pé ààrẹ yóò padà sórílẹ̀-èdè yìí lọ́sẹ̀ kejì oṣù tó ń bọ̀. Adarí ikọ̀ Super Eagles Jose Pesiro ti gbóṣùbà fún ikọ̀ Flamingos orílẹ̀-èdè yìí pẹ̀lú bí wọ́n ṣe gba ipò kẹta nínú ìdíje bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá ti àwọn obìnrin lágbàáyé tí ọjọ́ orí wọn kò ju ọdún 17 lọ tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ parí ní India. Ikọ̀ Flamingos ló fàgbà àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wọn láti Germany pẹ̀lú àmì ayò 3-2 tó jẹ́ gólí Wumi Gbasio tó mú kí wọ́n gba àmì bàbà. Ikọ̀ tí Bánkọ́lé olówó òkèèrè ń darí ló kọ́kọ́ ń ṣáájú pẹ̀lú àmì ayò 3 kó tó di pé orílẹ̀-èdè Germany rọ́ mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta padà sínú àwọn wọn. Ayò gólí Wumi Gbasio ni wọ́n fi yanjú ìdíje náà tó mú kí ikọ̀ tó orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ó tayọ.